All right, welcome to another Wake Up Humans with my man Drew Henderson. How are you,
What's
superstar?
up, man? I am great. It is another freaking great Monday. Just got home. Man, it's just I can't believe we get to live the life that we get to live.
Yeah, man, it was the Venice office is growing. We had another record week last week, and it's like the principle's so simple. Once people get it, I mean, people are talking now. I mean, people are talking around here. It's pretty darn cool to watch. All the stuff we yap for years, and I feel like it's easier to talk it when you're successful. But now go do it all over again and see if it works.
And it does. It does. You know, you told me the other day, I sent a text to our group. We were talking about you starting over in Florida. And I'm like, man, I've always wanted just to go somewhere where nobody knows me. I don't know anybody.
Right.
And just prove that this thing works.
Right.
Just prove that it works. And you were pretty strong. You said, do not close your office and move. I'm not planning on it. But it's just like when you daydream about what could be. And I just want to prove to everybody that it works. That this is not a fluke, that it's real and it's true.
Let me tell you something, man. It puts you in a position of waking up one day and realizing what you did and being so grateful for that and all the hard work. But you're also 30 years younger when you did it. So now you
Yeah.
wake up and you're like, all right, let's do it again. I'm like, if you don't have to, you got nothing to prove to anybody. You've got a kick-ass practice. You've built it. You're amazing. Anyone that knows you, the post you just put out, I think you put it out yesterday when you're talking about this hillbilly boy
Yeah.
standing in Mar-a-Lago. Like, you got to be proud of yourself, man.
Yeah. I mean, we've all come a long way, and you got to be proud of you. And we have to know that we did okay.
Yeah,
We've done okay. And
right.
and there's so much more to be done. That's the thing. It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. I was talking to Jamie Wiskeiber last night, and
Yeah,
we're talking about retirement. And she like, listen, I'm never going to retire. I'm just not. And I'm not either. But I don't know what I would do,
no,
you know?
no, there's no point in that. I got too many retirees coming into me now that are just, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't think they're really happy.
No.
They bitch about having to drive their wife around all day going shopping. And I'm like, well, then go get a job. Go work at a golf course, man. Be the ranger. Do something.
Yeah. Go work at Home Depot and help somebody find the nuts and bolts they need.
That's right. That's right.
Just to do something. But like I
People need interaction, man. They need conversations and interaction. We have a woman coming in with us who she's a retired cop, but she helps her neighbors out. She's got a couple older neighbors and she's
Mhm.
over there helping them. She has dinner with them. She's doing their lawn, but she's also hanging out talking to them. People need that interaction.
Yeah. Yep, Denise, one of our sweet, sweet patients, she stays busy and she's not a little young chicken, but
Right.
she stays busy multiple times a week, teaching silver sneakers, teaching water aerobics, and she just cranking it out. And she's in great health. Her mind is sharp because she's using her body, she's using her mind constantly.
But what younger people need to realize is they need to start getting adjusted now to create a stronger, more powerful 80. That's what I call it. I just
Hmm.
took x-rays. We took x-rays of a gentleman today and he's 83 years old. And I'm like, man, you're 83 years late for your first adjustment. He's got arthritis through his entire spine, can't tie his shoes. He's miserable. He's like, Dr. Steve, I've worked forever for retirement and all I do is go to doctors. I'm like, well, you'll probably be able to fire 60% of them once we start adjusting you.
Yep. Yep. And once we become clear, we can adapt to our environment the best we can,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And that's where real health is in adaptability. Because if we get hot, we sweat, we cool ourselves off. We get cold, we shiver to warm ourselves up. Adaptability is health. If we're not adapting, we're going to be sick.
Well, those are all expressions of innate intelligence, man. I love I studied once what is a shiver? And it's literally the body pushing all the blood around the organs, pushing it up into the organs to keep them warm so you could stay alive.
Yep. Yep.
Who thought of that?
We can't. I mean, that's why
No.
your lips turn blue when you're cold.
Right,
All that blood is shunted to the organs. Like
right,
there is a wisdom inside of us that controls, coordinates, and governs every action in the body.
right.
If
Right.
it's interfered with, we're not going to function the way he created us to.
Amen. I mean, you just put a period at the end of that sentence and move on. It's like, that's it.
And that's why everybody needs to go find a chiropractor,
Right.
you know, a real chiropractor, a
Yeah,
real
well,
one, not one doing all this other stuff. We got a family of PTs that have started up. Husband, wife, twin daughters are in school, in PT school, and they come in regular. I met them Saturday because they just like, you think you could check us and check the girls before they go off to school. Like, yep, we got them. But they know that we do what we do, they do what they do.
right.
It's real simple.
And what they do shouldn't define them.
Yep.
They're still humans with a heart and an atlas. They need to be taken care of. You know what I mean? Who cares if they're a PT, neurologist, neurosurgeon? Who cares? They're a human being with a heart and an atlas, man. They got to live clear. Their life will be better. It's not about what you believe in. I don't believe in it. Those days are over.
Yeah. No, it just shows your ignorance when you say that,
That's just silly. That's
you
just
know?
silly.
And,
Makes no
and
sense.
yeah, and we started laughing. The dad, he was like, he tweaked his back, he doing whatever. And he like, what do you think? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'm not the therapist.
Right.
Ask your wife, ask your kids. I don't know, but I do know where that nerve interference is, and I know how to remove it.
Right.
I know that.
It's like one of the things I've been onto is, these people, you say, okay, we're going to start you out at twice a week for 8 weeks. Where does that stop? Where did that come from? How do we really know? I'm like, we're going to start you out twice a week just because I got to see how your body's going to react. And then we'll figure it out from there. I don't know you yet. I don't know
No.
what a year from now looks like. I know that if you're getting clear for a year, your life will be a lot better. But there's also, winter, fall, summer, spring in your life where there's months you're just not going to be doing great and you're going to need to be checked extra. I don't know when that is.
Yeah,
That's why I
and
love, the membership concept of just come in and get checked.
yeah, yeah, that's what we do too. Like it's just like here, this is what we do. You need to come in regular. You need to come in real regular. And at the beginning it's gonna be a little bit more. Need to see how you are. And we're gonna start reducing that when you start holding your adjustment.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right. It's simple.
when you're holding your adjustment, we can let that space be a little bit greater.
Well, that's what's really cool now is the people, in this new space are getting it and coming in and saying, how's my atlas? Am I
Hmm.
holding my atlas? In the beginning I got there was none of that language. They weren't educated properly. Now they're understanding, they're coming in and saying, my atlas is holding awesome. I'm on 3 weeks. I'm like, fantastic.
That's
And
good.
they're happy.
Yeah. Yeah, a guy today, long-term patient come in, Atlas was out, he's getting adjusted him, good set. He got up, give me a fist bump, said, "Power's on." He went out the door.
Awesome.
Just boom, 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 and we love that, you know?
So we have the
There's a
blessing this weekend. We're going to Life University. We're doing a DE intensive, a 1-day event, which is
mhm,
Saturday.
yeah,
And, this is the message we're bringing to the kids because I think one of the biggest things is we can't just sit back and hold on to this magic. I was listening to Sigafoos Red Deer the other day,
mhm,
and I'm like, what a blessing I got to sit and listen to this guy for thousands of
mhm,
hours live. And he
yeah,
traveled everywhere sharing the principle,
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, I mean, he's probably went to at least 2/3 of the countries on the
Yeah,
planet sharing chiropractic.
easily, easily.
And I am thankful to know him, and I know we're both thankful that he knew us.
Right.
He
Yeah.
knew us, and we were laughing the other day. He said, I forget what the conversation was, but I said something, and that laugh that he would have, just that. I just love that. I miss that.
Yeah.
If people talk about all these coaches are fine, but I never had Sycophus coach me, but we would go eat together.
Yeah.
He coached me on life for 15, 20 years,
Yeah.
15 years,
Yeah.
and just coached me on life, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, now you were blessed to get to know him because proximity, right? You got close to him
Yep.
at DE, showing up to DE regularly. And, in the beginning, when you go to something new like that, people will smile, say hi, and just walk right by you. Then they see
Yeah.
you again. They smile, I walk. Then it's like, oh, it's you again. Hey. And then the walk slows down. And then it's like, you're pretty regular here. Let's have a talk.
Yeah.
And now you
What's
start
your
working
name?
on a relationship.
Yep. And then it builds and it builds and it builds. I just started back. I did it last year. Who's Who with Dr. Drew. Yesterday, I interviewed Dr. Bruce Steinberg. He's real active in the IFCO. And
Okay.
that's Jen's husband,
Right.
the executive. Yeah, her husband. I knew him from way back. And then I interviewed Dr. Jamie Wiskiver, and I'm going to put hers up tonight. And it just so people can, and they're like good, like fun, sweet questions of like, one of them may be like, what song is in your head constantly right now? And why is that? Just so we can get to know each other better. And then you're
Right.
like, shoot, I love that song too.
Yeah.
And then that commonality forms, and then those relationships like bridge those gaps,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
It's all about relationships, man.
It is.
Even with the patients, that's one of the things. They're coming into my home and they walk into that office and, we just started a new CA. And I said, it's all about, us being in the proper state of mind, having the right heart. I said, all the stuff you're going to learn, how to use the computer and all this nitty gritty entering stuff, that's important. But how you're showing up in your heart and making these people feel comfortable is the most important.
Yeah, and it's got to be real and legitimate and sincere. You can't fake lasting purpose.
No.
You can't pray a lie. It has to be real from the inside out. And you get that straight, man. Hold on to your seat.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I've seen too many people come through and they're out there preaching other stuff, but they're saying give, love, serve, and then they're talking about shockwave or upscaling and billing and all this stuff. I'm like, you're a used car salesman now. You're just trying to schmooze people. People don't want to be schmoozed. They'll catch on. It may work for a while, but people will catch on.
Yeah, and I can honestly say we've never sold anything in the office except for the person on themselves and their ability to heal.
Bro, I love that.
Nothing else. We don't sell anything else.
Sell them on
You know?
themselves.
Yeah. Like you can heal. You do heal. You are healing right now.
Right.
Constantly we're healing or
Right.
we'd be dead.
Amen. Amen, brother.
It's we just get to live a blessed life. I just can't believe the life that we get to live.
So I had a young chiropractor call me last week, and the kid's a stud, and he wants to get involved. He wants to do stuff. He's got ideas, right? And a
Mhm.
lot of the stuff we've already done. Get involved. Oh, get involved. Okay, what are you going to do? I said, you just need to show up. Like you start showing up because he's done very well in practice. He's very successful, but no one knows him. Some know him. He's starting to get known slowly, but more should know this guy. And I said, you just need to show up and start having conversations, and then talking to younger kids and having conversations to show them the way.
Yeah.
So we're in a place right now where we need chiropractors like-minded coming together, and the home base is DE. Let's all just come to DE and just fellowship. You're going to find your cliques and your people and whatever, but create an avenue. And I even said I had a guy, he wants to come, but he does a lot of different stuff in his office, but he wants to come. So I said, come. You're going to be welcome with open arms.
Hmm.
But instead of arguing, he wanted to argue on Facebook with me about something. I'm like, I'm not arguing. Maybe on Friday night while the students are meeting up front, we can meet in the back and huddle up, and whoever wants to sit down and just talk it out like Band of Brothers.
Hmm.
And just talk like what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, why, and let's have conversations to break this thing open. Because I know the things we talked about for years at Band of Brothers, but we had guys coming in that were mixers and they realized that just doesn't make sense and they got rid of it. Their whole life changed, their home life
Yeah.
changed, their stress levels changed.
Yeah. And if we're just honest with each other, we're honest with ourselves, we work through stuff together like a family, because that's what we are. That family's going to be stronger.
Amen.
And I guarantee you, most of these people and us are closer together in what we believe than we realize. But they get a little postcard in the mail. Oh, let's look at this little postcard right here. Oh, I can add this and add $30,000 a month to my
Yeah.
income. Oh,
Yeah.
well, shoot, I got another postcard. I think I'm going to do that too. And
Yeah.
next thing you know, they're in too deep.
Right.
They're in too deep. And
Can't
it
chase
just
the
becomes
buck.
normal.
Can't chase the buck, man.
Nope.
You can't
Nope.
chase the buck. I was talking to a doc today, and he says he's changed his morning routine. He's up early meditating, getting focused, dialed in. Now he's getting all these thought flashes, ideas. His practice is growing, and He says he just feels like he's more connected and he's able to inspire more of his people. I said, you're inspiring because you're in spirit. Well, when you're on purpose and you have the proper intention, you get quiet, and then you're able to allow that spirit to work through you because you're clean.
Hmm.
You're a clean slate. You now can inspire more, which means bring more people into a spirit state, a healing state, a parasympathetic, loving, nurturing state.
Yeah, and you, like Sycophus would say, you have to become that hollow bone.
Yeah.
Got to be that hollow bone and that obedience. Just like you mentioned that post I put up yesterday about Mar-a-Lago. We're only there not because who we know, but we're there because we've been obedient. That's it. That obedience. If you, and that's what the dynamic essential is: becoming aware, humble, and obedient.
But we're also there because of who we know, because we were obedient. I mean, we were
Yeah.
disciplined and obedient, showing up to DE for 30 years.
Yep.
And then we build a relationship, with Michael Smack, who's just an absolute stud.
Well, he's stud, man.
And people
He's
have
stud.
no clue what that man's done for chiropractic and
Mhm.
spreading chiropractic literally around the world. And that relationship is what has opened certain doors. And now there's people calling me like, how do I get involved? What do I do? Because they want to get in for a photo op.
Yeah.
I didn't show up for a photo op. We
No.
weren't there for a photo op. We were there for a greater purpose. And now that we're getting involved with IFCO, we got major work to do because we know what could be done internationally
Yeah.
that's never been done in our profession. And we're going
Hmm.
to do it.
Yeah, and that obedience puts us in touch with our friends, our brothers and sisters, just like Dr. Michael Smatt, that he was on the cover of National Enquirer because Marla Maples took her daughter, and Trump's daughter to go see him because she had ear infections or something. They cleared up, and he was obedient to the
Yeah.
principle. It goes back to that obedience, everything, and then obedience to each other.
Amen.
When Smat like, hey, can y'all donate to this? Like, yes, yes. It's always
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
It's always yes, especially to the ones that we have been in the trenches with. It's yes,
It's
because we know
earned.
him. We know Smat. We know his heart. We know his intention. We know where he's coming from. So it's yes.
It's that simple.
It is. It is. So thank you, Smat, man. I still have some old voicemails that you left me years ago. I will not ever delete.
Ha!
Not ever delete.
That's
It's
awesome.
yeah, he's a powerhouse, man.
And he's got a powerful woman right next to him,
Yeah,
Lori.
man.
That's one of the things I loved about the pictures that you just sent over from Mar-a-Lago, because their
Hmm.
photographer, they had a lady going around taking pictures and they just came out. Everyone had their significant other with them supporting
Hmm.
them.
Yep.
Every single one of us had that person there that's been in the journey with us. And that's the beauty of someone like a Dr. Smat, who's done a lot and he's a stud. And he's got
Yeah.
his wife, Lori, next to him, who's been grinding it with him. And I'm sure, staying on top of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they serve at such a high level. And then you would think there's so much ego wrapped up in that, but there's not.
So humble.
It's we'll ask him to speak, or even when he was speaking there, you can tell he didn't want to. He didn't want to. He wants to serve community. He wants to serve New York. He wants to serve Manhattan. He wants to serve West Palm.
That's right.
He
That's
loves
right.
it.
He's built it the right way. Listen, he's the one that years and years ago, he was always tan. He's always tan. He said, make it your goal in life to be tan year round. And that's
Hmm.
when he told me about having a place to break away and just take the wife and kids and just break away for a long weekend, get to the beach if you're dealing with the winters up north, and then get back to the office. And when people said, oh, how was your weekend? What'd you do? Oh, it was great. I just hung out with some friends. They have no idea that you got on a plane Thursday night, went to the beach until Sunday, and went back home, and you're there serving. They don't need to know that. Keep your personal life personal.
Hmm.
And now
Yeah.
we got Facebook, and Tammy's got my picture everywhere. People know pretty much everything I'm doing, but times have changed and people like that, but I certainly don't.
No, I like to keep private stuff private.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the way it is. I just love serving people. Want to serve the community, and do it over the next day.
That's it, man. Dr. Sid always taught us lose ourselves in service and stay humble.
Yep. Yep.
Humble and obedient to the voice within.
It is. It is. And one thing I remember he always said, and I'm thinking about this, I guess, because we have the GCC Cairo Cup coming up, golf tournament, 8th annual in March here in about 2 or 3 weeks. But he always said, if you're a good golfer, that means you're a shitty chiropractor. They,
I'm getting pretty good at golf, man. I played golf this past Friday with Steve LaFay was in town visiting,
that's
and I
awesome.
shot my best round ever. He texted me and asked me how the ball was compressing. I'm like, compressing? What does that mean?
What
I'm
are you
like,
talking about?
this dude's got to be a good golfer, and he's a great golfer. I mean, it was so cool to watch him, how smooth and relaxed and he is, and he's really good, man. But I went through that guilt phase of like I can't have any hobbies or do anything and just grind it out. But then all of a sudden the
No.
kids got older. I'm like, I'm gonna start doing some golf yoga.
Yeah, and think about how many people you have met golfing. It's
Yeah,
just being part of your community.
most of them become patients.
Yeah, yeah. And Stephen LaFay, he's a great golfer, I'm sure. I never played with him, but
Oh
I
yeah.
know he's an awesome chiropractor in Canada.
Oh,
I
he's
know that.
phenomenal. But,
Yeah.
he's on vacation and he's you have to have a place. We never detach fully because when I'm golfing, I'm getting ideas.
Mhm.
I'm meeting with people. Ultimately, I'm talking about chiropractic at some point. It goes with you everywhere, but it gives you a chance to let the educated mind disappear and innate mind enter and you totally relax and just kind of hear things.
Mhm. Yeah, and I love it when it's so quiet out there.
Yeah.
Just how beautiful it is on a golf course.
Oh yeah.
Just how beautiful it is. I know you may not have the video anymore. I hope you don't. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago at Cairo Cup, first hole that we were on, we were teamed up, my team, your team, we were all together, and I was teeing up. You're like, "Oh, here we're gonna video this." I chunked the ground, and you're like, "That is the pinnacle of athleticism." But, I'm not a good golfer, but I
That's all
guarantee
right.
you I have more fun than most
Yeah.
people do out there.
Well, I look forward to the fellowship. I mean, we get together and I have the same team every time. I enjoy the camaraderie, the laughs, and then we're going to be talking about stuff. We will have some serious conversations about the future of chiropractic and what we can do better, how we could lead better, what we can involved with. That's what we always end up doing. I mean, we'll smoke a cigar and hit golf balls all over the place, but we will have some conversations and at least one great idea will come out of it. I'll guarantee you that.
It'll be more than one. If we go back to that primal conversation, it's gonna have branches like a family tree that comes out with all these different scenarios that actually happen. And it may be some of those may not take place till 10, 12 years from now, but that seed's planted on that golf course.
Amen. You never know where it's going to go.
Nope, we don't.
Awesome. Well, all right, brother. Well, I'm going to see you in a couple days, man, when we land at Life, and we're going to meet a bunch of great students. I've already gotten some messages from students. They're pretty fired up. So it's going to be, we got a heck of a crew flying in, which, we're grateful that these people will take their time out for free to do this. They pay their own way to get up there and share with these students to help, you know, develop the future of our profession like Dr. Sid did with us.
Yeah, and all the students listening, you're not gonna be sold a single thing. You're not gonna be sold. Just like we try to sell our patients on their ability to heal, we are selling you on your ability to be successful when you are obedient to the principle.
Amen to that. I love you, brother. We'll see you
Yeah,
soon.
love y'all. We'll see you.